my jewels and gems, my precious stones, my undiscovered diamonds. Welcome. I have to welcome you that way because whether you are a jewel, a gem, a precious stone, or an undiscovered diamond, you are at some point in your journey. Today's lesson is going to focus on something that is really important to everyone, and I believe it's always been important to everyone, whether you're a job seeker or currently employed. But I'm going to give credit to the millennials for bringing it to light. I'm a top-end millennial, so I can remember this being important to me the whole time I was looking for jobs and in jobs. Company culture, those unwritten rules and practices and things that make the company who they are once you get in there. A lot of times the company culture is something that you can see on the outside, and other times it's something you can't see until you get there. Whether it is something that you can predict or cannot predict. Let me encourage you to just learn the company's culture, learn the way that they do things. Sometimes it's going to be in line with who you are as a person and the company values and goals that everyone is trying to achieve and strive for. And other times you're not going to be in alignment. And when you're not in alignment, I always recommend preparing for a transition to another position if that's what you want to do. Well, never burn the bridge if you're going to transition away from a company because of your in agreement or your feelings towards their culture. And the reason why I say that is because many a times I have crossed paths with people and companies that I have parted with, and I find it that the people that I left in great relationships with, whether I enjoyed the company or enjoyed the experience or not, things always go well for our future relationships. But the companies that I did not leave in the best manner because of the culture, things are not as good as the other companies. So I definitely will say from experience that the culture is important, and always remember that if you transition away from a company because of the culture, do it in a way that you never burn that bridge, because we never know when we will encounter each other again. Culture could include things like the way you come in the building in the morning, and the way people get their coffee in the morning, who's in there, who's not in there, the way people are expected to present themselves when executives are around, and honestly, the way you treat each other in your own department and in your adjacent departments or your partner departments. All these things and rules and just ways of life at work all work into company culture. And if it's a company that's transparent, you know before you get there, and you'll love it. Some companies are not transparent. I've spoken to several individuals that after they've transitioned to a position, they're like, whoa, what is this? So even in those instances, everything I heard from those people, I knew they always learned great lessons, and they always were better for it if they had the attitudes that they could always learn from any experience they had on the job, whether it was positive or negative. That's another little nugget that we can do a video on as well, just to be positive and to remember that whether it's a good experience or a negative experience, whether it's a good culture or a negative culture, to always adjust to it if you can. And if you can't, then you just have to decide on a transition. Always remember, start where you are, even if you mess up.